start off, our faculty and staff will be professing into the ceremony, so please join me in welcoming Grand Marshal Chris Rouse and the faculty and staff of Northern Essex Community College. Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Marshal Rouse will lead in the class of 2015, our graduation candidates. Please join me in welcoming the students.
president of Northern Essex Community College, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to our 53rd annual commencement exercises. Just before we begin, please do me a favor. Everybody who has one of these, hold it up like this. Just like I'm doing. Just take it out, hold it up just like this. We're going to do two things. You got it? All right. Push the off button or the mute button, whichever you prefer. You got that part? We're here to celebrate our graduates. We want to be sure the attention's on the graduates. Now, those of you who push the mute button and not the off button, if you have any kind of social media, raise your hand if you know what a hashtag is. You got it? All right, hold those phones up if you have social media and know what a hashtag is. Hands up in the, oh, look at all those phones. All right. Hashtag NECC 2015. There you are, you're out there, all right? So if you're doing that today, hashtag NECC 2015, join us. The proceedings will open with the national anthem sung by Carly Hamilton of Plastow, New Hampshire, a Northern Essex Community College student who's going to be transferring to Berkeley College of Music.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Wow, look out, Berkeley. Carly, you rock. Thank you for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem. You may be seated. This is an exciting day for our graduates, for their family and their friends, and all the faculty and staff here at Northern Essex Community College. Today, we will award more than 1,300 well-earned associate degrees and certificates to a very diverse group of graduates. Since today is Armed Forces Day, which was created to honor those who have served, I thought it would be an appropriate time to put a spotlight on today's graduates who are also veterans. At this time, will all the graduates who are veterans or military personnel please stand and face the audience and be recognized for your service? While they are still standing, may I ask any other veterans or military personnel in the audience today to please stand, join them, and be recognized? Thank you all for your service to our country. There are many veterans who enroll at Northern Essex after serving their country, and we're expanding our resources for veterans
with the hopes of growing those numbers. Northern Essex has long served as a starting place for veterans returning to college. Early in our history, many Vietnam veterans enrolled here, and in more recent years, we've seen more veterans from Iraq and from Afghanistan. I'd like to highlight the stories of just a few of those veterans from today's class of 2015. Chuck Grand Mason of Haverhill, a Marine, returned from the Vietnam War suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Many of you know Chuck. He worked in a number of fields over the years, struggling the entire time with addictions. 6 years ago, he left those addictions behind and he enrolled at Northern Essex Community College. His goal was to gain the skills to help other veterans like himself, and he's now doing just that. 2 years ago, at the age of 65, Chuck secured his dream job as a peer support specialist for a veterans center in Boston. He commutes to the city 5 days a week by train, and he spends his evenings and weekends studying. He's graduating today with an Associate of Science in Human Services and a certificate in Alcohol and Drug Abuse Counseling. Jeff Rhodes of Lawrence spent 36 years in the Army, and he's been deployed as a safety officer to both Kuwait and Afghanistan. He took his first course at Northern Essex in 1984, and because of his military career, he frequently had to take semesters or even years off from college. Today, more than 30 years after he took his first course, he's receiving his associate degrees in electronic technology and computer networking. Jeff says he struggles with writing, and he would have never made it through college without the help of Miss Roberta Lowe, his English composition professor, who's here watching him graduate today. So thank you, Roberta. Jeff works now as a communications... Thank you, Roberta. Jeff works as a communications electronics technician, a civilian job, where he tests and repairs night vision goggles using many of the skills that he learned while here at Northern Essex. Nicole Catanzaro joined the Army after graduating from Haverhill High School in 2007. You may have seen her story in the Eagle Tribune just a couple of days ago. She served as a gunner during the Iraq War, one of 2 women in a platoon of 45 soldiers. Severely injured while in Iraq, she spent over a year recuperating at Walter Reed Hospital in Washington, D.C., where she became close with many who had lost limbs in the war. Inspired by their resilience, she decided she wanted to design prosthetic limbs. Nicole is graduating from Northern Essex with an engineering degree, and she plans to transfer into the biomedical engineering program at UMass Lowell. Congratulations, Nicole. So today we celebrate Chuck, Jeff, and Nicole, and the entire class of 2015. Our veterans keep us safe so that we have the freedom to pursue our dreams, and there are many graduates here today who are doing just that. Your persistence, your hard work, your dedication inspire us, and we're looking forward to great things from all of you in the years ahead. Whether you're continuing your education or focusing now on a career, we wish you all the best, and we're honored to celebrate with you here today. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the dignitaries and the honored guests who have joined us for this special occasion. Please hold your applause this time until all of them have been introduced. Will the following individuals seated on the platform please rise as your names are announced? To my right in the front row, I'd like to introduce William J. Moynihan, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Northern Essex Community College. Next to him, Helen Rubinius, award-winning columnist with the Philadelphia Daily News and our commencement speaker today. Dina Papanikolaou, General Counsel for the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education. In the second row, Chris Rouse, Professor of Sleep Technology and our Faculty Grand Marshal. Wendy Estrella, Trustee. Mark Foreman, Trustee. Jeffrey Linehan, Trustee. And Peter Dolcinos, Trustee. To my left in the front row, Gene Poff, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. David Gingerella, Vice President of Administration and Finance. Justin Merced, our student speaker today. Kelsey Terry, student trustee, who will also be receiving her associate's degrees in, count them with me, biology, psychology, and philosophy today. and William Heineman, Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs. In the second row, Noemi Custodia-Lora, Executive Director of the Lawrence Campus and Community Relations. George Moriarty, Executive Director of Workforce Development and Corporate Relations. Stephen Fabrucci, Vice President of Human Resource Development. And Joseph DeRazio, Trustee. You may applaud. Also with us today, a few special guests seated in the first row. Linda McCurry, our Dean of Professional Development, member of the President's Cabinet, and a few members of our legislative delegation have joined us. Representative Lenny Mira, Representative Frank Moran, and also with us is the President of the Women of NECC, Jerry Murphy. Many thanks to these special guests for being here today. Our commencement ceremonies today are being interpreted in American Sign Language by professional interpreters, and we're also providing CART, Communication Access Real-Time Translation Services. Because today is Armed Forces Day, it's fitting that our student speaker is a veteran of both the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Justin Merced joined the Army after graduating from Lawrence High School in 2006, a decision that he now calls one of the best that he's ever made. It was as a medic in the Army that Justin discovered he loved the medical field and he wanted to become a doctor. After leaving the service, he enrolled at Northern Essex Community College, looking for a full college experience. While here, I think he certainly got one. He took advantage of everything we had to offer, serving as Vice President of the Student Senate, Student Representative on the All-College Assembly, an advisory board to the President, as a leader in our Veterans Club. He also ran regularly with the President's Running Club here on campus, which is where I had the pleasure of getting to know him. Academically, Justin has excelled at the college also. He's earned a near-perfect 3.95 GPA in his major, which is liberal arts with a concentration in writing. He's the Vice President of the college's chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, the Community College Honor Society, and he participates in the Honors Experience, a rigorous program for motivated students, and that's certainly Justin, that's affiliated with the UMass Commonwealth Honors Program. Just a couple of days ago, I was with Justin down in Boston. He was honored by Governor Charlie Baker at the State House with a 29 Who Shine Award, recognizing his remarkable success as a student and as a leader. He's going to hit the road in a few days, transferring down to Rutgers University in the fall, where he's enrolled in a pre-med program. Justin, I want to take the opportunity to thank you today, both for your service to our country and for your contributions to our college. Folks, it's my honor to introduce to you, as this year's commencement speaker, Justin Merced.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, President Glenn, for your introduction. And thank you, NEC staff and faculty, for your ongoing support of your students. And thank you, family and friends, for coming out to support your graduates today. I'd also like to thank my family who's seated over here, and my mentee, Carlos, who's somewhere in the audience, for coming out today, as well as my wonderful fiance, who's seated over there. I'm sure that her beauty will distract me as I speak. Yes. And I just absorbed all the brownie points in the entire tent right there. I'm very happy to connect with you today at this event, which marks the end of a journey in higher education for some, and marks the next step in higher education for others. But regardless of your circumstances today, we all stand together on the brink of something great, poised to influence change and become both leaders and mentors. And when you leave Northern Essex, you'll take with you great friendships, maybe some memories of heartache, of good professors, of annoying professors, and of the taste of bad coffee, of long nights and short semesters. I fall into the category of graduates who are moving on to another college, Rutgers, as the President had mentioned. And it took me 3 very long years to get here. But I'm careful not to forget that I only got here after seriously fumbling through grade school, and after joining the Army at 19, and after becoming a paratrooper and serving in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and after readapting society after my service, and after slipping and sliding and shaking a very angry fist at the sky this past winter. Seriously, Father Winter, what's going on, man? But after all that, I'm here, and you're all here with me, and it feels very good. But again, seriously, yeah, this winter was a real drag, you guys. It was, the struggle was very real. And we all struggled. Not just in kicking up slush and driving through snow, but to actually get here, to be where you're all seated right now. And we've all learned a lot about ourselves along the way. But there were still those voices, I'm sure you've heard a time or two, those harsh, raspy little ones. I'm sure you've heard it in one way or another. You might have said you can't do it, that school's just a waste of time and money, that you won't be able to find a job after you graduate, that you can't influence change, and that you can't have that last brownie because you'll get fat. The nerve. But, as the Timeless saying goes, ain't nobody got time for that. And when I think of those voices and then I think of us, I'm reminded of a tale told to me by an older sister who's here to see me graduate today. And there are talking frogs in the story, ladies and gentlemen, so please put your imagination caps on. And so there once existed a village of frogs at the foot of a great mountain. And one year a terrible drought came, and many of the frogs feared for their survival and that of their families because of it. However, the frogs knew of a giant lake just over the mountain to the north, but none dared to go for. They believed the giant snake monster that dwelled along the path would eat them if they tried. All but one frog. And that one frog journeyed over the mountain one day and, tired and beaten down, returned with enough water for itself and many others. Stunned, some of the other frogs asked, "How did you avoid the snake monster?" But the brave frog didn't answer. It turned out the brave frog had been deaf all along, so it couldn't hear their fearful stories, so it had no reason to fear the voyage. Now I know we're not frogs, at least I'm not, but we're here by some measure because we could do so much more. I can still see my old English comp professor angrily dropping my paper on the table in front of me after grading it, as if to say, "You can do better, Justin." But since I knew him, I know what he really meant to say was, "Justin, I should have you flogged by the entire battalion for this disgrace you call a paper. Do better next time, or don't come back." He's a great guy, fair enough. But I loved him for that, and because of his mentorship, I can see that I've made immeasurable progress as both a person and a writer since. And progress should be our watchword. Not fearing failure or success, or even spiders or heights or the ocean, but fearing standing in one place for too long. If you know what you care about, you can determine what you want to accomplish. And once you accomplish it, you continuously build and improve upon it. Kind of like a game of Tetris or Jenga, except more possible to win, in my opinion. So my fellow graduates, in summary, I remind you that we are here on the brink of excellence, no longer bystanders in society, but contributors to it. Carefully choose what you take from others, and don't be afraid to stand out, for, contrary to popular belief, great minds do not think alike. Great minds think for themselves, and the sharpest among them do so for the good of others, for virtue. The way that it is not the way it has to be, so we need to go forth unto a new day, standing by our watchword, progress, and fight for a world of reason, fight for a world of acceptance. But more than anything, with education as its backbone, we need to fight for a future worth living. And believing when I say that, only you can make it happen. Now I congratulate you on your accomplishment and wish you the best of luck. So get out there, class of 2015, and make some great things happen.
Justin has been an inspiration on this campus in some pretty important ways the last couple of years, and he certainly didn't disappoint us today. Thank you, Justin, for sharing your gift for storytelling, for sharing tales about frogs, and for reminding us that great minds think for themselves, and for everything you've done here at Northern Essex. The traditional gift of the graduating class will now be announced by the President of the Student Senate, Donna Passamoto, who is graduating today with an associate degree in General Studies, Movement Science option. Donna.
Good afternoon, and thank you, President Glenn, faculty, staff, family, and friends, and more importantly, my fellow graduates. Each year, the Student Senate presents a gift on behalf of the graduating class of the college, alternating between campuses. This year, the Senate is proud to present a photographic mural on the Lawrence campus, 45 Franklin Street, reflecting and representing the diversity of Northern Essex Community College. In addition, the Senate has made a contribution to Northern Essex Foundation towards student scholarships. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Thank you and the class of 2015 for those generous contributions. This is a class that has seen some tremendous growth on our Lawrence campus. New buildings being built, enrollment climbing over there, and some pretty exciting things happening, and your gift of a mural and towards scholarships is greatly appreciated. Our commencement speaker today, Helen Ubenius, is a Northern Essex Community College success story in lots of ways. She's an award-winning columnist with the Philadelphia Daily News, has been since 2011. She's known for her deeply moving stories about little-known but extraordinary people and her insightful coverage of important political and social issues, including homelessness, gun violence, and addiction. Before joining the Daily News, Helen was a longtime reporter and columnist for the Hartford Courant, where she was awarded a number of honors, including a Teen Pulitzer Prize for breaking news in 1999. In 2000, she became the Courant's first Latina news columnist. I'm proud to share that Helen got her start in journalism right here at Northern Essex while a student in 1990 and 1991. She served as editor of The Observer, our student newspaper, under faculty advisor Joe LeBlanc, who continues to teach English here at the college. After discovering her passion for journalism, she transferred to Boston University, eventually earning a master's degree from Trinity College. Helen says that she found herself and her future at Northern Essex. She also met her husband, Michael Dunn, who's here with us today. Michael, would you please stand up and be recognized? He's in the front row. Here he is, right here. Thank you, Michael. So just before the ceremony today, I was talking to Helen, and I said, well, tell me more about Michael and meeting him here at Northern Essex Community College. She said, well, we met in class, in a journalism broadcasting class, over in the Spurt building, as you might guess, right? It's where a lot of our classes are held. So that was the first time that they saw one another, and she went on to tell me about a few other firsts that they had here on campus, including their very first kiss on campus. Now here's the thing. There are some iconic places on this campus. So students, these are questions for you. Everyone wearing a cap out in front of me today. Raise your hand if you think their first kiss was at the bridge. Right? The bridge, isn't that an iconic place? This is a smart group of graduates. They know it's not going to be the first question out of the chute, right? All right, it wasn't the bridge. How about the library? Well, we got a couple takers in the library. The Adirondack chairs out on the quad. Love those chairs, right? How about the bus stop at the entrance to the campus? Bold, huh? The bus stop. I'll never come onto campus the same way again. Helen and Mike, that's just fantastic. Right out in front of the campus. Last June, Helen wrote a Daily News column in which she shared her own educational journey and her family's commitment to education. The first in her family to graduate from college, Helen wrote in her story, "My father didn't go to college, but it was he and my mother who stressed education, education, education." She continued, "There are multiple solutions to fixing poverty, but for my family and others, education is the best way to break the cycle." Helen's proud parents, Maria and Sixto Ubenius, are also here with us today. Would you please stand to be recognized? Helen, your story will resonate with many of today's graduates and their families, and I'm thrilled to introduce you as our 2015 commencement speaker.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Before I start, I can't be the only one dealing with the small head, big cap thing going on, right? The cap struggle is real, but I'll try to keep it on. Good morning, and thank you, President Glenn, members of the Board of Trustees, administrators, distinguished faculty, proud parents, family, friends, and especially the esteemed graduates of the class of 2015. Congratulations.
White balance? No.
All of your hard work, all of your sacrifices, and all of the hours you put in have paid off. And we're here to celebrate. So give yourselves a big round of applause. I am honored to be here with you. As you heard earlier, I too am a product of Northern Essex Community College, and if someone had told me in 1991 that I would be standing in front of you today, well, I would have thought they were out of their minds. So you can imagine how shocked I was when I was asked to give this speech, and why I did what anyone would do when they get big, meaningful news. I posted it to Facebook, and I turned to 300 or so of my closest confidants for advice. I asked, how do I express what an important role this group played in my life? How do I express how I found myself and my future here? I met my husband in these halls. I found my voice at the student newspaper, The Observer. I found friends and teachers who gave me the confidence to pursue dreams that I didn't even know I had when I walked in here. How do I thank my parents? They, like your parents, wanted a better life for me and knew education was the key. The values they taught me and my sisters made me work harder, helped me overcome obstacles, and made me the person I am today. And those values have now been passed to my nieces and nephew who are breaking their own barriers. But what I really worried about was what advice I was supposed to come up with such an impressive group of graduates. What wisdom am I supposed to give people who clearly don't give up, who are military veterans, who juggle families and careers and ups and downs to pursue their education and dreams? In preparation for today, I read amazing stories about some of you out there, and I am humbled to be here. As a reporter, I learned long ago in these halls that everyone has their own story, their own path, and their own motivation. But what we all share today is a desire to achieve more. The fact that you are sitting here today is proof that you have invested in yourselves, made sacrifices, and taken steps to a better future. So here's something that you should never lose sight of. You are the strong ones. Nothing proves that more than betting on yourselves. Nothing proves that more than sitting here today. That message, by the way, is 127 characters long, and is how my husband suggested that I give this speech. Tweet it, he said. 140 characters and a mic drop. It's super tempting. But while I'm a huge fan of Twitter, I need a little more than a tweet to appropriately convey all the feelings I have being here and the few pieces of advice. The fact that I am standing here might lead you to assume that mine was a straightforward success story. Wrong. When I came to Northern Essex, I was lost. I flunked out of another college. I'd gone through a long line of jobs that went nowhere and made it crystal clear that customer service was probably not my calling. I'm not even kidding. I had always loved to write. I didn't know I could make a living at it, but when I came to Northern Essex, I realized being a writer wasn't just something I could do, it was who I wanted to be. I'm often asked why I became a journalist, why I'm attracted to the stories I write about citizens who are left behind, about public officials who are out of touch, and about the never-ending search for equality and justice. The answer is because, like perhaps some of you, I knew what it felt like to be overlooked and underestimated. Because I've known and met many people in the same position. because I know what it feels like to wonder if your voice matters and how empowering it feels to finally realize that it does. Your voice matters. Or when you feel like it doesn't. Maybe it's when life doesn't go exactly as you planned. When you take stock of where you are at some point and think, this isn't the life that I pictured for myself. That's when I want you to dig deep and keep moving forward. Trust in yourself. Trust that your hard work will bring you to a place that perhaps you never imagined, but that is exactly where you need to be and exactly what you need to be doing. Your voice matters. In a zillion years, I never thought that one day I would be a newspaper columnist and that my voice would help call attention to stories of people whose voices were ignored or silenced. But sometimes, on the very best of days, my columns have moved people to act. Whether it was to stand with me and demand justice on behalf of elderly tenants left without heat, or ex-offenders who were cheated out of city paychecks, or after telling the story of how my home city of New York came together in the wake of this country's most horrific attack. I've been privileged to have a platform to share my voice at 2 newspapers. But the great thing about living in today's world is that everyone has an outlet for his or her voice, and that everyone can help magnify other voices. You don't have to be a columnist to bring attention to a cause or an injustice. You have the power and the technology in your hands to change the world right now. Your voices matter. So use them wisely, use them nobly, and most importantly, use them to help others. If you are going into the healthcare field, give voices to your patients. Be their advocate. If you're going to be a teacher, give your students a voice so that they can reach their goals. Without a professor at this college, Joe LeBlanc, helping me find my voice, I would never have been able to help others find theirs. I imagine that there may be a few of you that end up in journalism. I'm hopeful that there are, and that you will help empower people, whether it's in print, online, or through Twitter or Instagram or Periscope or some other medium that hasn't been invented yet. There is a lot of noise in the world today, but in the midst of that noise are voices that need to be heard. The undocumented young people demanding the passage of legislation that would give them a place in the only home many have known. The protesters who have taken to the streets of major cities across this country to push for police reform. The working poor calling for living wages. The students in failing schools pleading for their chance at a better education. I was in Baltimore following the protest that came after the death of Freddie Gray. I covered the protests in Philadelphia that followed it, and over, what I heard were people asking to be heard and understood and valued. You will all choose careers and paths that fit your interests and talents. But in whatever you do, the value of your lives will be measured in the difference that you make in the lives of others. And so whether you're headed to social work or investment banking, find ways to use your gifts and your positions on behalf of others. Don't do it because it's a nice thing to do. Don't do it because I said to. Do it so others can enjoy the same opportunities that you have enjoyed. So that we can all live in a world that is open and welcoming and interesting and challenging. Graduating from Northern Essex Community College has put you on the right path. But it is up to you to continue to learn, to continue to strive, to continue to advance, and most importantly, to make the world around you better. Be fierce and fearless in that pursuit. I know you guys are dying to go celebrate with your friends and family. I promise I'm almost done. Promise. I told you earlier that Northern Essex Community College gave me the opportunity to fulfill dreams I didn't know I had before coming here. Well, it happened again today. I've always known how grateful I am to this school. But before I was asked to speak to you today, I didn't realize how important it was for me to come back to say thank you. To look into the faces of so many who remind me of myself, and tell you how amazing you are and how proud I am not just to be among you, but to be one of you. Congratulations and thank you.
Helen, thank you. Thank you for that important reminder that your voice matters. Whether it's immigration, healthcare, education, whatever your cause, your issue is, your voice certainly does matter. Those of you who have been keeping up with this event on social media, as Helen herself advised you to do, I hope you're sharing some of that. Hashtag NECC 2015. That's some good advice. Thank you very much. As part of this year's commencement ceremony, I'm pleased and honored to confer the rank of emeritus status on 3 longtime members of the college's faculty and staff. At Northern Essex, the rank of emeritus is an honor that recognizes sustained excellence in performance, character, and meritorious service to the college. The Emeritus Awards will be presented by Dr. William Heineman, Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs. When I first introduce each recipient's name, will the recipient please join Dr. Heineman in the front of the stage and remain there until each of the emeritus recipients have been introduced.
Maybe Jay.
Michael Broughton, this year's first emeritus recipient, started teaching computer science at Northern Essex almost 35 years ago when the field was in its infancy. Over the years, he taught computer software and hardware courses, along with math, to thousands of Northern Essex students. He also taught these topics to employee groups, including teachers in the Lawrence Public School System and workers from the IRS facility in Andover. In the fall of 2012, when the college created a college-wide Information Technology Committee, Professor Broughton graciously agreed to chair the new group. Under his leadership, this committee focused on the college's software and hardware needs, making decisions that would directly impact teaching and learning and the administration of the college. As Vice President Bill Heineman recently wrote, the committee quickly became the go-to place for discussion and debate on information technology issues at the college. In a field that is constantly changing, Professor Broughton was always up to date, sharing his knowledge and skills with students and the college in general. Because of his many contributions, it's my great pleasure to name Michael Broughton Professor Emeritus of Computer Information Science. Francine Pappalardo, our second emeritus recipient, joined the faculty in 1982 when the college assumed governance of the Practical Nursing Program, which had been a part of Greater Lawrence Regional Vocational Technical High School. Under her leadership, the Practical Nursing Program flourished, becoming known for its high retention rates and the success of its graduates on the Practical Nursing Licensing Exam. When the Practical Nursing Program was combined with the Associate Degree Nursing Program 10 years ago, Professor Pappalardo was named Nursing Program Curriculum Coordinator for the new department. She was tasked with creating a new curriculum that would allow practical nurses to seamlessly earn an associate degree in registered nursing. The Nursing Advanced Placement LPN to RN program is now one of our most popular healthcare programs, attracting LPNs who are interested in expanding their career opportunities. Professor Pappalardo, the college is well known for its healthcare programs, and you've certainly had a profound impact on their development. It's my pleasure to name you Professor Emerita of Nursing. Linda Hummelshea, our third emeritus recipient, began her 35-year career at Northern Essex as a part-time evening services librarian. When she retired in June, she was Assistant Dean of Libraries. During her tenure, Linda provided leadership at a time when libraries were undergoing tremendous changes in response to new technology. She arrived at Northern Essex during the era of the card catalog. Some of us remember those. And when she left, our libraries were completely digitalized with the great majority of materials accessible online. She also was integral in creating the college's second library in Lawrence, building a facility that has very successfully supported the students and faculty in Lawrence, especially those in healthcare, criminal justice, and paralegal studies. While Linda is a lover of books and the printed word, she also recognizes that libraries have an expanded mission, including serving as community and cultural centers. She championed the Art Space Gallery, now located in the Haverhill Library, which showcases the work of student, faculty, and visiting artists in exhibits that change monthly. Yesterday, we recognized her contributions by naming that gallery the Linda Hummel-Shea Art Space. Linda, I know our students and our faculty and staff were always your priority, and we appreciate everything you did for this college. It's an honor to name you Assistant Dean Emerita of College Libraries. Congratulations to all of our emeritus recipients. I would now like to welcome Susan Bonifant, Chairperson of the NECC Alumni Association, to the podium. Susan will announce and present the Outstanding Alumni Award.
Good morning. My name is Susan Bonifant, and on behalf of the Alumni Association, I extend sincere congratulations to all of today's graduates. We alumni share in your pride and joy on this special day and officially welcome you as the newest members of the NECC Alumni Association. We hope you will make a point to stay connected and involved with Northern Essex, and we wish you all great success. The Outstanding Alumni Award is granted annually to NECC alumnus who has achieved success in his or her profession, is active in the community, or has continually supported the college's efforts. This year's recipient is the type of person who inspires us every day through her work. As a longtime journalist, she has demonstrated an unwavering devotion to uncovering the truth, publishing the facts, and promoting social change. She has won numerous prizes for her writing, including a Team Pulitzer for breaking news coverage of the 1999 state lottery shooting in Connecticut, and has given voice to countless individuals and groups who have over the years been silenced or ostracized. We are honored for this unique opportunity to highlight her and to celebrate her commitment to the college. She is already a welcome and familiar presence on this stage today. And I want to say I'm going to add to the hashtag Northern Essex 2015 with a little piece of her speech today. And your value is measured in the difference you make in the lives of others. How lucky are you all to have heard that message. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you without further ado the winner of the 2015 Outstanding Alumni Award, Helen Ubenius.
Susan, thank you. Thank you, all the members of our Alumni Association. It's a very active group. We hope that a great many of you sitting in the crowd today will choose to become active with the Alumni Association as well. And Helen, congratulations on your award. At this time, Dr. Bill Heineman, the college's Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, will come to the podium for the announcement of the awarding of our degrees.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the faculty and staff, it is my distinct honor to introduce that part of the ceremony that all of the candidates and their families have been waiting for. You have all worked very hard, and you are certainly deserving of the degrees and certificates that are about to be conferred. Chairman Moynihan, it is my very great pleasure to present to you the class of 2015. The faculty have certified that they have met all of the requirements of their degrees and certificates.
Thank you, Dr. Heidemann. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we'd like to extend our congratulations to all of the graduates and to their parents for a job well done. Also, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to thank President Glenn and his staff and all the teachers and faculty, all the staff at Northern Essex Community College. Like the old saying goes, behind every great man there's an even better woman, but behind both of them there's always a teacher. So take that with you. Would the candidates please rise? The Board of Trustees, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty. Candidates, please rise. All right, you got me. No degrees. Never ever make fun of the guy that has the microphone. Okay. The Board of Trustees, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty and the President of Northern Essex Community College, and with the authority conferred by the Department of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, hereby award the degrees of Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate in Applied Science, and the appropriate certificates to a graduating class of 2015. I am sure you'll want to join me in congratulating and wishing well all of our graduates. Congratulations.
Kelsey M. Terry, high honors. Justin Merced, high honors. Catherine E. Brick, high honors. Faith V. Gregory, high honors. Jordan Alper, honors. Nicole Auer, honors. Stephanie Ayala, honors. Eunice Oberfi. Petra Cabral. Bailey A. Cameron. Deborah C. Cook, high honors. Rose C. Dalton, high honors. Somalin Death, high honors. Irene Y. Diaz, honors. Brianna M. Dumas. Sharna L. Durkin. Zule M. Fabre. Celia A. Figueroa. Augustina Fonseca, honors. Jody E. Goran, high honors. Christopher T. Gard, honors. Winifred W. Kamal, honors. Myrna M. Kenny, high honors.
Devin E. Mears, honors. Florence Mutumba, high honors. Lisa M. Palmer, high honors. Monica Akuma. Jessica C. Pennington, honors. Stella Culabaco, honors. Karina M. Level, honors. Lashante E. Lemieux, high honors. Shannon L. Marr, honors. Jondine Buembo, honors. Ashley D. Pondelli, honors. Christina A. Crossman, high honors. Greg Morrow. Alexa J. Rennie, honors. Jasmine Rivera, high honors. Ana M. Rodriguez, honors. Rose Winter Sayangong, high honors. Shana D. Shaw, high honors. Kathleen L. Sullivan, honors. Destin Wise, honors. Yadiel R. Almestica, honors. Melissa A. Bobbitt, honors. Filomena Herrera, honors. Emilia B. Lopez.
Sangeet N. Matthias, honors. Antonio Arias. Brett M. DeVacco. Caitlin E. DeSimone, high honors. Alexis R. DeSalle. Aaron M. Hannigan, high honors. Elias N. Hansius, high honors. Lyda Hoan, high honors. Alexandra E. Kelcourt. Patricia F. Katabchi, high honors. Maria R. Nunez. Nearest M. Ortiz Lara, high honors. Dawn M. Pendleton, honors. Sophorn Fry. Habib Salim, honors. Rafael A. Soto, honors. Razme Oni. Elliot Veras. Benjamin Tevitin. Carmen L. Concepcion, high honors. Marinelli Horton. Blagabes Mitrofanov, high honors. Angelo L. Bachetti, honors. Jessica F. Castillo, honors. Pamela A. Glover, high honors.
Ana E. Gonzalez, honors. Heidi A. J. Landry, high honors. Janet Lucas, honors. Darlene L. Maguire, high honors. Crystal L. McCracken, honors. Janicel D. Paniagua, high honors. Salinette A. Ramirez, honors. Leonardi Batista. Jorge M. Collado, high honors. Andrew D. Connors, high honors. Joseph P. Cronin. Allison R. Iner, honors. Robert E. Auzi. Sergio Gomez. Joel Gomez, high honors. Samir K. Jimenez Morales, honors. Nicholas J. Modesti, honors. Rachel N. Nemora. Israel Mora Garcia, high honors. James C. Nicosia, high honors. Michelle A. Nunez, high honors. Jose R. Ortiz, honors. Matthew D. Picardi, honors. Alicia M. Pimentel. Matthew C. Sevoya, high honors. Daniel Rivera. Iliana E. Robinson, honors.
Joseph R. Rodriguez. Jasmine Sabanon. Jordan A. Tracy, honors. Carlos R. Vasquez, honors. Omar Marquez, honors. Eileen Domatriz, honors. Arlene Lena Santiago, honors. Jesus E. Perdicia. Juan L. de la Cruz, honors. Cody F. Demers, honors. Amel Guerrero, high honors. Rachel G. Leroux, high honors. Thomas A. Messina, high honors. Tyler J. Nardone, high honors. Dennis Navar. Eliezer D. Nunez. Angel M. Rivera. Sam Rahaminejad, high honors. Anthony P. Sampietro, high honors. Mike Viaba, honors. Connor N. Hagan, honors. Johnny D. McDonald, high honors. Matthew P. McGrath, honors. Gartieri J. Melendez, honors. Megan E. Silvers, honors. Joan A. Lundquist. Andrea Gutierrez, high honors. Scott A. Martori, honors.
Jose Rivera, high honors. Stephen J. DeSilk. Sandra Ho, honors. William N. Janagi, honors. Alexander Quesada. Michelle Song, high honors. Nancy Staton, high honors. Jeffrey L. Rose, honors. Songka Kim Song, honors. Jimmy Mayer. Sofa May, honors. Tina P. Patel. Nguyen D. Pham, high honors. Sophie Som, honors. Leaford B. Beveridge, high honors. Justin E. Camaso, honors. Jason M. Castillo, honors. Nicole M. Canterazo, honors. Jack E. Halhori, honors. Milovan Jovet, high honors. Randy Martinez. Jason M. Molina. John E. Pascal. Todd N. Pierre Lewis. Eric M. Salvo, honors.
Brandon I. Slawakowski, honors. Michael C. Toma, honors. Tiana O. Amaro, honors. Kevin C. Billings, honors. Fred J. Boucher. Anthony P. Buccini, high honors. Kevin F. DiCarvalho, high honors. Amy Disla. Caitlin E. Drago, high honors. Jonathan C. Esposito, high honors. Lisa M. Isaline, honors. Angelo Frasato, honors. Joel A. Fairbanks. Michaela L. Gahn. Tyler D. Fair. Jairo Palanca Paulino, honors. Joshua L. Garcia, honors. Jeffrey L. Hammond, high honors. Brittany L. Hayes. Charlize Ramirez. Madeline A. Rocha, honors. Arlene L. Santiago, honors. Erica N. Vigil. Glenda L. Santiago. Jeffrey D. Tucker.
Tyler I. Buzel. Kathleen C. Bryan, honors. Cheryl E. Demingor, high honors. Lina V. Garcia, high honors. Alicia M. A. Allen. Sonia Cancel, honors. Sarah C. Carroll, high honors. Samantha L. DiSalvo, honors. Jasmine A. Gordon, high honors. Jasmine R. Grant. Carrie D. Harkin Davis, high honors. Kelsey A. Jewell, high honors. Maria A. Mejia, honors. Norma Montes, honors. Carla M. Paquete, high honors. Deborah L. Quam, honors. Alexandra M. Marrero, high honors. Ezra Sadiq, high honors. Otunobu Shimamoto. Naisabeth Vega, high honors. Lee R. Wooderlick. Chelsea A. Zadrowski Cronin, honors. Ravel Harrigan, honors. Mark A. Paquete. Lori L. Perkins, high honors. Gwendolyn A. Powers, honors. Judith M. Ayala, high honors. Eugene O. Buffer. Elizabeth T. Beltran.
Alicia R. Bursey, high honors. Cynthia M. Casares. Suzette Casares, honors. Araceli Castillo. Grace A. Corporon, honors. Erica A. Correa, honors. Rosa H. Sedano Follett, honors. Catherine Franco, honors. Chandra K. Goet, honors. Myra J. Gomez, honors. Charles G. Grandmaison. Mary F. Harris. Jesus M. Hernandez. Serena Lopez. Evelyn M. Marrero. Beth E. Moon, honors. Stephanie Murillo. Kelsey M. Murray, high honors. Andres Polanco, honors. Zia Marie Canone. Maria J. Reynolds. Evelyn Y. Rodriguez, high honors. Yahaira C. Santana, honors. Alexis Santos. Allison L. Jorlette, honors. Gregory A. Rennie, honors. Heidi Moreno. Sarah Benjamin.
Camille M. Early, high honors. Paige C. Severino, high honors. Sarah K. Mahan, high honors. Jacqueline Martinez Rodriguez, honors. Jessica L. Kinlan, high honors. Marlene Rios, high honors. Stephen P. Longo, high honors. Allison R. Santa, high honors. Renee F. Fontaine. Josiah Morel, honors. Brittany Shanaki, honors. Bonette B. Godin, high honors. Lenka Poliquin, high honors. Lucia Saavedra, high honors. Danielle M. Scott, high honors. Xiomara M. Valencia, honors. Anabel Bordas, honors. Martha Melendez. Cynthia Morales, honors. Josephine Sebastian, high honors. Christine M. Ardolino. Jessica L. Lutham, honors. Gabriela M. Brennan, honors. Catherine C. Brown, high honors. Jeremy M. Sharon, high honors.
Kayla J. Cutter, high honors. Devin Nicole D'Amelio, honors. Ashley M. Ellis. Katie M. Fritchie, honors. Sharif R. Hamdi, honors. Ralph M. Hiahemzizu. Angelique M. Herlin, high honors. Jennifer A. Jacobucci. Joelle C. Javier. Oliver J. Jimenez. Nellie W. Karuki, honors. Dane P. Kowalski. Autumn R. Markey, high honors. Ruby Mendez. Daniel G. Morrill, high honors. Paula K. Pena, high honors. Brendan S. Hudak. Cassandra M. Arasi. Emmanuel Hernandez, honors. Alicia A. Murphy. Jessica L. Nam. Amanda L. Nyman. Amy R. Plant. Heather L. Sampietro, honors.
Cynthia T. Sanilan. Sarisa H. Sevenjo. Anne E. Shabaki. Barlene K. Sear, high honor. Andrew R. Slaughter, honor. Marisa A. Sullivan, honor. Elisa T. Kachjan. Janina Vasquez, honor. Kevin Velasquez. Amber S. Ventrigo, honor. Jessica L. Ventrigo, honor. Eric C. Brent, high honor. Juana R. Gonzalez, honor. Camila Hernandez, honor. Tyler D. Peck, high honor. Manuel D. Sanchez. Scott D. Sweeney. Timothy P. Gower. Joanna Taveras, high honor. Amanda S. Cohey, high honor. Diane M. Perez. Clifford Pierre Louis, high honor. Benjamin Pintor, honor. Catherine Rigas, high honor. Taylor K. Robbins. Larissa M. Torres, honor.
Christopher J. Winkowski, honors. Ashley M. Garto, honors. Amanda M. Westcott. Katis S. Pasaga, high honors. Isidro Bonilla, honors. Michael S. A. Davis. Melanie Figueroa. Adriana M. Grief, high honors. Uladiris Ben. Sean S. Smith. Amanda A. Clooney. Lindsay M. Michaud, high honors. Allison M. Silva, high honors. Jennifer R. White, high honors. Emil A. Beaudry. Donna K. Pasamato, honors. Maureen L. Keene. Ana C. DeJesus, high honors. Ruby Y. Acosta, honors. Scott M. Dickinson, honors. LSLJ Portohondo. Adrian I. Ramirez, honors. Kelly A. Ramirez, honors. James F. McCarthy, high honors. Charles S. Bruder.
Amanda G. Byron. Julie A. Carbonello, high honors. Joseph P. Bissett, high honors. Penelope J. Galder, high honors. Adam C. Miller, honors. Francis G. Mandy. Brandon J. Willie, honors. Virgin A. Ambrose, high honors. Craig M. Bowden. Patricia S. Buncarta, high honors. Sherry A. DeTorres, honors. Kyla Mary Divella. Danielle J. Fortin, high honors. Nicole M. Guidance. Mercedes M. Mahajad, high honors. Jose A. Men Concepcion, honors. Beltran, high honors. Felicia A. Graham, high honors. Nilson Mata, honors. Janelle Mercado, high honors. Tyler O'Coffey. Candy Polo, high honors. Cal Y. Wynn, honors. Ryan C. Roberger, honors. John C. Rogers, honors. Jonathan R. Tilden. Sushana C. Abraham.
Charisma M. Acosta. Mary E. Everett, high honors. Thomas F. Ferris III, high honors. Stephen J. Gerard. Angel A. Monegro, honors. Kelsey S. Wright. Shannon F. LeBlanc, honors. Traeger M. Domoretsky, honors. Aaron M. Finn, honors. Chad M. Gorham, high honors. Darcy M. Isabel. Katerina V. Zakaropoulos. Ian C. Schad, honors. Thomas F. Shama, high honors. Maria A. Aquino. Katuska O. Arias, honors. Kayla M. Berry, honors. Adriana P. Diaz, high honors. Sasha L. Cornet. Megan M. Gaggy, high honors. Marissa Ann G. Gagnon. Gabriella Galvin, high honors. Celia E. Gonzalez, honors. Shannon M. Gregg, honors. Alexandra L. MacArthur.
Shane E. McGilgan, high honors. Anna P. Piercott, high honors. Karina S. Rodriguez. Anthony R. Smith, high honors. Eric Joshua Smith, high honors. Yurima Toledo, honors. Christopher Vasquez, honors. William B. McDonald. Kiara E. Pichardo, honors. Robert P. Mantelaghi. Samantha G. Poirier, honors. Luis R. Aquino. Katie A. Bastardo. Jamiris E. Adrian, honors. Jose B. Alcidor. Tiffany A. Brown. Giselle O. Castillo. Kiara S. Colon, honors. Sharon Sear, honors. Anieli C. de la Cruz. Candida E. de Mora. Milka Diaz Lucero. Suzette Ann Feliz, honors. Irene E. Hernandez, honors. Pedro A. Giraldo.
Myra Z. Jimenez, high honors. Jennifer Lopez, honors. Caroline J. Mata, honors. Ramirez E. Medina, high honors. Lori Pack, honors. Anna F. Pimentel. Glennie A. Smith, high honors. Reese Soto, honors. Maria F. Velasquez. Virginia Baroa. Reina E. Torres, honors. Terry M. Withrow, high honors. Elsa Y. Arias, honors. Leanne E. Diorio, high honors. Katrina J. Frazier. Marcellus Gonzalez, honors. James E. Hatton, honors. Victoria C. Jake. Stephanie G. Jimenez, honors. Julie C. McDonald, high honors. Laura F. McKilveen, high honors. Lindsay P. Orlando. Kimberly X. Panagopoulos, honors. Ayana Polanco. Jennifer G. Polonia. Hannah A. Kroll, high honors. Nicole J. St. Pierre, high honors.
Gabriela Tan. Dorothy E. Hines, honors. Noel Bergeron, honors. Nancy E. Bulldog, high honors. Brittany C. Sabusi. Jamie Cespedes. Nicole A. Walker, high honors. Megan J. Divine, high honors. Joy K. Berry, high honors. Hannah B. DeSimone, high honors. Gabriela M. Encalada, honors. Kimberly Fuentes. Lynette Gonzalez. Janawa L. Jefferson. Nancy E. Ladowski, honors. Jaconda E. Levaron, high honors. Glennis F. McKinley, high honors. Rosmenchi Mendez. Lexia I. Niños, honors. Tanisha E. Ortega, honors. Cheryl A. Palmisi, honors. Amber Ritter, honors. Reina N. Reyes. Alicia B. Torres, honors.
Rizbella Suezo. Desiree M. Gutierrez. Victoria A. Iacolea. Cynthia M. Dela Cruz. Gina M. Lavoie, high honors. Shazia Rahman, high honors. Pamela J. Rowell, honors. Barbara C. Shepard, high honors. Tammy K. Snowden, high honors. Karen Z. Sweeney, high honors. Margie J. Vargas, honors. Allison L. Andrukakis, honors. Maylena Rana, honors. Jacqueline M. Mendez. Rebecca A. Purcell, high honors. Yaneli Reynoso, honors. Linda M. Steer, honors. Rita D. Garcia, honors. Tammy J. Muir, high honors. Megan G. Smith, high honors. Kate L. Bevilacqua, honors.
Kathy L. Bradley, honors. Jessica L. Booty, honors. Sarah M. Cardwell. Marina L. Emerson. William L. Chu, high honors. Paola F. Giraldo, honors. Natalie K. Casari, honors. Jennifer B. Lake, high honors. Kimberly A. Lupo, high honors. Jessica L. Mishak, honors. Sandra Y. O'Hare, honors. Shannon M. Kisol. Monica N. Watkins, high honors. Darcy J. Williams, honors. Danielle K. Bean, high honors. Lori Ann Trovers, high honors. Samantha H. Torres, honors.
Thank you, Dr. Heineman and Dr. Custodia Laura, for the presentation of the graduates. At just over 1,300 degrees and certificates, the class of 2015 is one of our largest ever, and I hope you'll agree with me, they are also one of the most talented ever. We would like to thank the members of the Stewart Highland Pipe Band for their stirring performances this afternoon. Most of you are already on your feet, but if you are not, please rise now. It's very important that the recessional keeps moving, so we ask that all guests, including special guests in the first rows, remain in their seats until all graduates have exited the tent. I should say at your seats. I did just ask you to rise. Registered nursing graduates will stay at their seats for the pinning ceremony, which follows the recessional. Faculty and students seated on my left will exit the tent using the left aisle. Faculty and students seated on my right will exit double file down the center aisle. Congratulations to all of our graduates. By the way, in case you were wondering whether the few people who decided to do some selfies up here on the stage were just a few rambunctious college students, let me just say that at the State House ceremony for Justin Merced the other day, the 29 who shine, Governor Charlie Baker stood in front of the group on the stairwell and did the very same thing. So selfies are all over the place. After the ceremony, I hope you'll please stop by the reception, which is located just in front of the Spurk building, which is over here to my left. Enjoy some refreshments and music performed by the college's jazz rock ensemble. And with that, congratulations once again to the class of 2015.